Hi everyone, welcome back to round 5. So it's it's kicking off, I would say, in this game now. There's been battles in various places. I'm still not sure exactly who's got the upper hand, but I think this round it should be good for us. The balance of power has come back in our favour now, after a few things that went well for us. But I'll come back to this in a second. We'll go back to Tommy's going round 4. So 3 infantry, 2 artillery, 2 bombers. Okay. Oh, yeah, good point. Before I started recording, I just did my build, planning things out. That's one thing I didn't consider, actually. I did note, last night, this was still here, and I should have made a note to myself. I think I should start making map notes, actually. Someone said that in Discord, I believe, or in the comments of a video, that you should probably make notes on each game to give you, excuse me, give you a reminder of what's happening in each game. That's a really good idea. I should probably do that in this one as well, because last night I saw this, but then coming into the game this morning, I didn't see it, so a map note would have been useful there just to make sure I accounted for this. So that's going to affect my defence. I'm basically planning this round to take India, whilst also going back and defending what I can from this fleet. Now, the issue obviously here is now that I've accounted for this fleet here, but not the 2 bombers, so it may be the difference between just stacking the east side of Japan and then going to the west side instead, just to kind of eliminate the bomber threat there. Because we can take this fleet on its own, but with 2 bombers there, not so much, so we have to account for that. And in fact, we might actually have to change our... No, the build should be fine, actually. Build should be fine. So yeah, I think we're there. They're going for the bomber approach now. So fair enough. So let's go quickly back on Tommy. So yeah, just prepping for, obviously he's threatening an attack here in the Pacific, which isn't fair enough. Took that battle, not much too much. He's also prepping a big assault on France, I'm assuming, with this setup. So yeah, this is going to probably come in a heavy fire soon. It's going to have to be, yeah, it'll be next round. It'll be round 6, Britain to go first. They might try and soften this up with some, invasions with this. It'll be tricky, though. I think if Britain assaults first, they're going to be shelled pretty hard, because that's a decent defence against what Britain can throw at it. I don't think there's any way they're going to have the advantage going into that fight. They'll just be literally just fodder, just try and pick off a few infantry units for then the Americans to then jump back in. Excuse me. So it'll be a tough fight, I think, for them. Yeah. We'll see. The next round could be interesting, though. There should be some heavy assaults. But, again, following on from that, there's not really a lot could happen. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But Russia purchased 2 tanks and 2 artilleries. It's still very ballsy purchases from JVD. I like it. He's not put the... he sort of pulled his foot off the gas with the tank production. That's crazy. He's giving himself a lot of firepower, I think. Yeah. I'm still unsure how it's going to obviously affect the game later on. So he's still short of numbers, thanks to our bombing bombing raids, which I'll get to in a second. But yeah, he's still short of numbers, so maybe tanks is, optimistic given the situation. We'll see how it plays out. Combat move, Kazakh, Nova, and Vologda. I think actually he mentioned in Discord he didn't take this. He attacked this with 1 infantry. 1 infantry and artillery, and my artillery killed them both, so it's very unlucky there. I know the feeling. I know the feeling well. It's super annoying. Yeah, so deployed to the Caucasus, which then Matt bombed. So the bombing situation now is really good. It's -16, so that's completely gone. And then obviously we've got the Caucasus now, which are -4. So next round there's going to have to be some serious repairs to get things back up and running. So, actually, next round won't be a big spend for Russia. What they've got to spend, 18, which is not obviously great, and then plus they've got to repair a lot of things. I might not be able to... I could bomb, potentially, the Caucasus this round. I'm still thinking about it, because obviously I've got to take India, and I want to take that as cleanly as I can. But I might be able to spare 1 bomber just to try and finish that complex off completely, which would be pretty satisfying. We'll see. So for Germany, 6 infantry, 2 tanks, 2 artilleries. Combat move, yeah, obviously hit the Caucasus. I don't think he lost anything there. No, he didn't. Cool. Good. Ukraine took out the British troops there, I believe. And West Russia, yeah, took that back. Okay, cool. So it's looking better on this side of things now for Germany. They've got a decent force in Karelia. They've got a decent kind of force in Ukraine. Just thinking how this is going to play out. This is obviously quite a substantial army for the British here. It may be worth just taking a turn to go back and deal with that while you've got... He's got a really big advantage here with numbers and firepower, so maybe going back to hit this, killing it quickly would be a good idea. I'm not sure. Combat, yeah, fairly sound. Fairly normal. Yeah. Germany's safe, so that's fine. Britain, 4 infantry, 4 artillery, 1 tank. Combat. Now this is the interesting thing for me. Stevie tried to take the troops I had in Burma. I think I had, what I have, 7 infantry, I believe. Yeah, 7 infantry and 3 artillery. So a decent force. I'm not sure the odds on the battle were, but we had good rolls whenever happened. So we lost the 7 infantry, but we killed 6 infantry, 1 artillery, a tank and a bomber. So that was very good for us. And it's now meant that India is open for an attack. As in, the odds are much better than they were. So we should be able to take this very clearly now, which is good. So this could be a key move here, actually, because it's going to not only open up the way to Russia quite nicely with a good complex, but also it's going to free up attacking Africa from the south, because there's no bombers or fighters here to disrupt the landing. So that's going to be pretty sweet. We're going to lose a fighter in the process here as well, which is nice. Yeah, a few things into India, but mostly that's open for us now. So, back to us. Alright, so the issues we've got here. We need to take India. I think to avoid a retake of India, I want to make sure we keep it. I'm going to need to take Persia as well to block these 2 Russian tanks. Plus also this infantry as well from the British. It might have a chance to take it somehow. So blocking this off is going to be key. So just using this artillery to block this from a counter-attack would be good. So that's India secured for us, which it needs to be. Because we've actually got very few ground troops nearby to retake. We can use the one from Borneo if we have to, but I'd rather be using this and do shipping into Africa. So, purchases. I've gone for pretty much just aerial stuff. The plan is going to be to pull back to, I think, probably the west side of Japan now, knowing that obviously Japan itself is safe. In fact, I could probably just put one more artillery in there as well, just to make sure it is. There's going to be 5 infantry, 4 artillery, 1 tank. The bomber won't be there, so that's going to obviously help. Yeah, they're going to have 2 infantry attacking with 2 planes and 1 bombardment, so I don't see that being a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. He won't logically... Yeah, attacking that just makes no sense. So I'm not too concerned. I think, actually there will be a bomber there. Yeah, there will be a bomber there, because I'm making another one. So I've gone for 3 fighters, 1 bomber. So we're going to pull back 2 carriers, 1 battleship, 1 destroyer. So we can max out. Also move this fighter back into the water, so we have 4 fighters sitting there with a decent defense. That's going to be more than enough for him to deal with. The bomber's not in range of the west side, so that's good for us. And Japan is safe, so yeah, looking good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just double checking. Okay. So I think I'm happy with that. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. So attacks. I'd like to take back. Is this Novo? Yeah, Novo. I want to take this back as well. So let's go. 1, 2. This is... Yeah, that should be okay. I don't like throwing a tank in here because it's probably going to die, but I think we have to just... It's going to be worth it to secure this, so I think we'll have to. Let's also ship something in. So attack. Bombardment. 2 fighters. Let's go 1 bomber into the Caucasus and we'll take the rest into here. Rest of the fighters there, good. This is being used to move back over there. So what we've actually got attacking Novo. Yeah, it's not great, I'll be honest. Let's do that. We'll leave 1 infantry to go back into Kazakh once we killed this. Yeah, it looks alright. We're stretching ourselves a little bit thin. We're actually going to be pretty low on ground troops once this attack finishes. So, the one bonus is we're going to have India there. That's the one difference, so I'm not too concerned actually. Oh, actually also throws in as well. That would have been a terrible mistake. So what do we go again then? We've got 3 artillery, bombardment. We've got 4 fighters, 3 bombers against a minimal defense. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. The problem is here we may have to lose some fighters depending on how well the rolls go for the defenders. In fact, actually, let's cancel this. I want to cancel it. Let's go on everything into there to make it as clean as possible. They already have to repair the complexes, so I'm going to just have 1 round off bombing the complexes while we deal with this. Just if we can lose as fewer planes as possible, that's going to be a good thing for us. They're so expensive. Okay, that looks good to me. I think we're ready to roll. Final checks. This needs to fall though. I hope we don't get unlucky in this one. This needs to fall. If I was really wanting to take it, I'd throw in the fighter as well, but we do need that fighter back in the water. So yeah, I'll leave it like that. Okay. Fingers crossed. Here comes India. And also no hits on the air defense here, hopefully. Come on. Oh my god, that's terrible. That's terrible. Oof. Right, the terrible rolls from this side made up for that, because that was awful. 2 fighters straight off the bat. Okay. Right, we're in control now. I thought he was another fighter. Yeah, one more fighter goes down, but... Oof. Costly battle, but I think it was worth it overall. Okay, so Novo. Okay. Good. And this needs to fall as well. Come on. Yes. Nice. Awesome. Fantastic. So that's India's ours then, finally. Very happy with that. That's a big thorn out of our side, basically, and now it obviously frees up me moving towards the Caucasus. Now I can very easily support here, support Germany going for this, which is great. Obviously, it's going to unlock all of this for me as well. I'll be shipping something in here very quickly, I think, to deal with all the IPC. I think that's my job mainly done now for Europe, pretty much. I'll be sending in reinforcements, obviously, to try and help out Germany, but my main job now is to sort of just grab IPC from everything I can, so Africa, Australia, New Zealand, repel the force, maybe even put some pressure back on the western side of America here by going for Alaska, just to kind of push this fleet back a bit, divert their resources away from Germany. So yeah, that's really good. I could even... Let's do it. Let's put the anti in there. Why not? It's going to make this take back really annoying for Russia to have to deal with. Like, I have to throw in a decent amount there. Because normally they just put a few infantry in there with some plane support, but that's going to make it a little bit more risky doing that, so cool. Right. Let's put the bombers in range, because I still want to be used to use them soon. Actually, no, that's a terrible idea. What are you doing? Think about it. Jesus. One fighter there could have ended everything, or even the both could have ended everything. That's just a terrible thing to do. Okay, 2 carriers, battleship, destroyer. I want to pick up an infantry from Borneo actually as well. Can I pick this up? Okay, let's move you to Eastern. So now we're in range now, obviously, of taking Madagascar straight away next turn, which is good. Let's move the rest of the transports back up. In fact, actually, let's leave one here. So we've got 2 transports in India now, which we can obviously ship things in if we need to around the place a bit more. Quickly take Africa. No, maybe not actually, maybe not. Just thinking I've got a lot of troops in Japan that I want to obviously be able to move around, so let's do that first. Sorry, I'm just thinking, what's the worst that could happen here potentially? If America went for a really suicidal attack on Japan and somehow managed to gain something, I should take it. How would I retake? I couldn't actually retake. I'm just going to double check the odds quickly, so I want to make sure I'm complete. I know in my head we're safe, but just to make completely sure. I want to know that the odds are 99%. On 100%, even better. Okay, looks good then. Looks good. So we've reinforced everywhere we can. We will lose nowhere, I think, probably, but it will cost the Russians to do so to take it back. So that's fine. We have 1 infantry here to kind of blockade the blitz that might come in. We've got reinforcements to what's this one? Evenki, India's fallen, so the main troop production now is going to come from India. I think probably tanks, maybe here, just churning out tanks to try and get the caucus back. Once we could get control of this, it's going to be great because then we can just mass produce troops right next to Russia. So it's going to force Russia to kind of turtle in a bit, and me building tanks is going to help with that, obviously, so Germany can get in there. Germany needs to control this probably. I would prefer Germany having this. Given the fact that they want to do a bigger assault themselves and more troops producing here, so their assault's probably what's going to win is Russia, so they need to have the actual production here. So I'll leave that for Germany and I'll just reinforce with tanks. Yeah, obviously after that round it's looking really good, really good. It was dicey last round, but on the back of this now I feel confident that we can close it out. So that transport will die, it doesn't matter. So I think that's going to do it for us actually. That should be the end. So, back in there. Very nice, very nice. So we've got bombers in range of Russia, so I intend to keep up the bombing raids there. I think probably actually this will be my last bomber I make, I think, to be honest. I think from here I'll probably just make pure tanks and try and pressure America back on this side. Because obviously as Japan, my main objective now pretty much, it's to pressure Russia really, but taking India here is the last sort of defensive problem I've got. So my only real objective now is to keep, pushing on Russia. But my resources really can be pushed elsewhere now if I need to. I've got a good economy, the best economy of the game so far. So I can use that now with my superior fleet to push the Americans back and pressure them on this side. So force them to react over here, withdrawing their troops from here. So from the look of it now, I think we're in control. We'll see what happens for the American turn, obviously, but I think we are in control of this now. India falling is a good thing. Obviously, Russia is very weak right now. So yeah, it's looking good. Looking good. But there we go. We'll see what happens in round 6. But I think round 6 could be quite interesting. I think obviously with a few things being prepped, but yeah, it's looking good. So hopefully we can see Russia die in the next few rounds. I think ideally that's what's going to happen. Obviously I'm lacking troops up front to try and keep the pressure on, but that won't be the case for very long with India falling. So yeah, looking good. There we go. That's round 5. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.